Hey everybody, I will talk about some new FSP stuff by what I can tell from memory. So basically, for FSP episode 5, there's gonna be a lot of frames in the episode. So this is gonna be like a long time. I might finish it until next summer because I am going to school in a few weeks or days, sadly. So my summer break is almost up, so there's nothing I could do. So I gotta finish up and hurry on episode 5, but I don't think that will happen since I have a lot of stuff to do, and I keep getting distracted by playing with my friends. Fantastic Steam Parasite is one of my biggest creations. I created it like 2 years ago or last year. I only made one episode before I quit. And after a year later or months later, I got the motivation to make the series again. I was originally going to make a movie, but instead I moved on to making it into a series. But there's a problem. Since I have gotten a strike a few months ago over a misunderstood video, but since I deleted the video, I can't show it anymore. So that strike has affected my ability to post things, which has been devastating. And I hid it from y'all for about 3 months, or 5, actually 6. 6 months of hiding that I got a strike. So YouTube is carefully watching what I make for my audience. And since I got that strike, I am afraid that there's going to be a kid watching my own series. So I am completely aware that any type of kid could report my videos, so I could get banned or some cases get more strikes. That is gonna be a huge problem. So that's why I specifically told y'all so many times to read the warnings at the beginning of my videos if there's a new episode, because like I said, these series are horror ones. So if you have any epileptic scenes or episodes, especially of getting disturbed by a lot of images, that's not going to be my problem, because it's not my fault that you didn't read the warnings before you watch my episodes. So if you do that on purpose so you could get me banned or get a strike, then you're just heartless. You're doing this so you could get attention, or you do that because you hate me a lot. So please read my freaking warnings at the very start. I think I might have to ask one of my friends to warn my audience that never ignore my warnings if they have any medical needs, especially when you have epilepsy. There is going to be a lot of bright colors, there's going to be triphobia, there's going to be a lot of disturbing images, loud noises, a lot of gore, a lot of blood, so you know the deal. So yeah. So the reason why I had to blur out the scene where Alexa jump scares you, well, it's not technically a jump scare. I wasn't that good at making the episodes back then. So when I did that, there's one thing. Maybe I forgot what I was gonna say. And yes, I'm not using a script, because if I use a script, you will see what I'm reading. And I do not use scripts. I only script when I had to make voice lines. And I am probably not going to put some voice lines in the episode like I requested, so it could be much more easier, so I don't have to go back and forth putting some voice lines in there. But there will be scenes on fights without the voice lines or anything like that. So it would be helpful if you listen to my instructions on my new episode that's coming up soon. So episode 5 is one of the biggest episodes that might be one of the largest episodes by what I claim. There's going to be a lot of frames. There's going to be a lot of exporting, and I think I might need some help. So, yeah. I'm mainly directing this video to my audience who has watched the episodes and know what the warning signs are. So that I'm trying to warn y'all. Please do not watch my episodes if you have epilepsy or sensitive to loud noises, especially that you get disturbed easily, you have a weak mind or a weak stomach. So if you have like triphobia or anything like any of those symptoms, please do not watch my episodes. It will harm my own audience, and I don't want to do that. So I avoid doing that. So that's why I have to put warnings before I show the episode to y'all. And since I don't have any voice actors except for one, obviously it's one of my friends, I'm not going to say any names. But since I only have one voice actor, well, I am a voice actor myself, there's nothing much I could do, so I have to use AI voices so I can make the episode complete. And it's kind of getting under my nerves since it's not the same exact voice that I wanted, but I had to stick with it. There's nothing else I could do. I don't know any sites that I could use for voices that I need. So you can recommend import them for my episode. So, and since I lost my original file on Fantastic Steam Parasite episode 5, it was almost finished, which made me so mad since I was literally like frames away from finishing the episode and export it. But since Flip-A-Clip keeps acting up, it's starting to delete one of my files. So yeah, I had to clear some cache and stuff. I also found out that I had a virus on my device, but good thing I had it removed before I could cause any damage. It was messing around with some of my apps. Yeah. So that's all I want to say. If you want, you can comment or anything like that. Recommend me any tips or stuff so I could get your attention spans. I am also kind of a beginner artist, and I mostly love horror stuff. So that's a part of me. So yeah, I guess that's all for now. So bye, I guess.